Hey, what's up, KK? Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Awesome, cool, awesome. First time I have 3D modeling up and running live, so I want to make sure I'm doing it right and people can hear it and whatnot. So um, yeah, how's it going? Awesome, cool, cool. This is a model I'm making for a 3D figure. I gonna guess that you probably maybe recognize this figure. Maybe you recognize this figure. I'm not really sure. Working on the hair right now, trying to get that to work, and I think it's working. But yeah. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's. I mean, this right here, that right there alone, probably took me. Dang it! Probably took me 2 days just to get it so that that face remotely resembles the character I'm trying to do. I got a ton of photos of this guy. So it's tricky. It's a tricky deal trying to get like a likeness of somebody. Yeah, it's something. I'm trying to get these strands of hair to work in a way that look like hair. And when you print these things, I came to the conclusion that this kind of texture around the hair, having strands. Hey, Fanta, what's up? If I'm totally I know this sounds crazy what I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, I'm not tech savvy, even though I'm running 3D. Even hey, what's up? Even though I'm running 3D software and I know it doesn't sound like I'm like you would think I am tech savvy, but I would get you guys to come on while I'm working on this, but I don't know how to really do it yet. I'm just barely got this up and running. So the PC I'm working on is Windows 7. And there's a reason I have Windows 7. All my software is on Windows 7. So I don't yet want to take the chance. All this software down in the bottom here is a lot of money. And I don't want to if I install Windows 10 and it wipes out that software, I can't get it back. So yeah. So right now I've got the camera pointed at my screen, which I think works pretty good. I mean it could I mean it's slightly washed out. It's slightly washed out, but it could be way worse. So so does this to you guys, is this looking hold on. Is this looking like you can't even see it right there? Let's see. Is it starting to look like this guy? Sort of. I think I got his face working pretty decent. But I'm probably going to keep going farther with it to make it more accurate to the character. Right. But it's all, I literally have the pictures and I'm literally just eyeing it. Basically just eyeing the whole thing. So he's got these moles next to his face. Let's see. Just so you know, this is 3D modeling software. This is sculpting software. Here we go. Let's see if I can sort of show you what I'm doing, just so you see. This software is like sculpting in clay with 3D models, like that, right? If I wanted to, I could just grab large chunks like that, like clay, right? It's a little bit like Photoshop in the sense where I can add a layer, like I'll do this one here, just to give you guys an idea. Anything I do on this layer, I can get rid of. I can hide it just like a Photoshop layer, or I can dissolve it halfway, right? So it's a super cool program. This is called Mudbox. And it was created by the people who did Lord of the Rings. And it's pretty good. There's other programs that do this kind of stuff, right? Yeah, I do want to have a new layer. Fuck. Getting this guy to look what he looks like is it. I was telling KK, it took me quite a while. It probably took me at least a couple days. Just forget about the crossbow, forget about everything, right? It probably took me a couple of days just to work on the face. That's it. So I'm sure people realize this, but 3D is not like it does it on its own. Everything is handmade. So everything, all this stuff is completely all handmade. I just like you would draw something, you know. I wonder if I could send people invites. How do you do that? Oh, I see. I see. Okay, hold on. Let me see if this works. Hold the phone. See if it works. I'm going to do a test. Nobody has to really do this. You don't have to click on it. I just want to see if this stuff, if I have it set up correctly. Where's Mrs. Good Stuff? I sent Fanta a link, and I'm going to send Mrs. Good Stuff a link just to see if I can make that actually work. Because, dude, I'm totally fucking crazy. I have no idea if it works or not. Where the fuck? Hold on. Here's. Okay, you guys don't have to click on the links. I'm sure you're in the middle of your day, all that stuff. But I sent Fanta a link and I sent Mrs. Good Stuff a link. And if you guys want to click on it and help me figure out how to do the live thing, that would be super cool. And if not, that's cool too. Anyway, so yeah, so this is 3D. This is 3D sculpting software, and I use both the 3D sculpting software and the modeling software, which is 3ds Max, which is what I was using the other you saw earlier. Fuck. Okay. So you can change the scale of your brush like that. And you can change the intensity of it just like you would like a normal brush, you know. Let's see. And you can smooth stuff. When you sculpt, you can invert it and go into the model like that. Right? You get the idea. You get the idea. Probably doesn't look like that really, but there we go. Let's see. Oh, wait. Oh, really? Let me see if that works. I don't even know if that works. Let me see. Like that? Because I can't see the live chat, so I can't see if it works or it doesn't work. I can just see the comments through StreamYard. Anyway. Eventually, I've done a decent amount of detail into his eyes. Like I've got the ridges of the actual eyelid, right? I'm going to end up, I might end up making eyelashes. And I know that sounds like overkill, right? But I'm gonna end up okay. I'm gonna end up printing this model. Okay, there's Fanta. Let's see if this works. Okay.
Hey.
Hey, I can hear you. That's awesome. Holy crap, that works.
It worked.
So hold on. I'm screen layout. Press shift. Oh, wait, what? Shift 6? That doesn't work. Oh, I wonder why I can't do it. Oh, well, there's one. I guess that kind of works.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of works. Holy, that really
Yeah.
cool that it works. Awesome. All right, so yeah, I've got my camera pointed at my monitor.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah, because my PC is Windows 7, like I was saying, so I can't switch to Windows 10 or 11. So because it has all my software on it.
Yeah.
So if I change it, it might work, right? It might work, but I'm totally hosed if it doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know about that kind of stuff.
I'm sure I'm not even looking for an answer, to be honest with you. You
Yeah.
know, you probably know more than I do, but I'm just like, at this point, I've consigned myself to the idea that that will never happen.
Yeah.
They'll have to stay on Windows 7 forever, right?
Yeah.
But this computer never goes on the internet. So,
Okay.
because the internet has a bunch of stuff to put stuff on your computer, and it's
Yeah.
kind of a trace thing where you go, once you go on the internet, your computer is never the same. So, you know,
Yeah.
anyway, he looks a little different with the hair, right?
Who is this?
Well, that's an excellent question. If you can't recognize who it is, that is a good thing for me to know.
Well, I guess, but I'm I'm legally blind, so.
Oh shit! That's right. So do you have whatchamacallit? The cloudy eye?
I have a disease called uveitis,
UV,
and
okay.
it'll um the doctors told me that to explain it, like it's like arthritis of my eyes. My immune system attacks them as if they don't belong to me. And
Oh,
so when they're flared up, everything's really blurry and fuzzy, and they're really flared up right now.
so it goes like other times when your vision's close to normal?
No,
Oh,
it'll
okay.
never be that way.
What's it called when you have the cloudy, your eyes are cloudy?
Like, I don't know, is that glaucoma?
Is it glaucoma? Maybe that's glaucoma.
Maybe.
Like I mean, let me tell you something. If you don't know, I don't know. I mean, you're very familiar with the whole thing, so um, you know.
Yeah.
But so are you close? Can you see things close, and that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. So drive you do you drive?
No, I
I
haven't driven in years.
really
Yeah.
um that's kind of a bonus though, isn't it?
No, I miss it. Just jumping in the car and going for a ride, windows down, music blasting. I miss it.
Right. Right. Well, but you don't have to pay for car insurance.
No,
No, no, serious. This is like highway robbery.
I
Okay.
know. Yeah.
It's like insane, and I have to have it, otherwise you can't even use your car.
Yeah.
Right? So crazy. But you don't go to the DMV
No.
unless you got it for somebody else, right?
Yeah.
Right. If you got it for your kids or something like that, or
Yeah.
whatever it is, people do that kind of thing, right? Or get insurance for your kids. People do that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this is one of the characters from Walking Dead.
Oh, oh my God, is it Daryl?
Yep. So I know that you can't see because you just told me. Um, on the leather jacket, I've got the wings on the back of the jacket.
Oh my God.
You can sort of see it, and hey, there's flying feline.
Feline.
Yeah. Um, I am working towards getting his face to look accurate.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has like a little bit of squinty eyes,
Yeah.
and he has a chin that is um, squared off at the bottom. He's very
Yeah.
chiseled. His cheeks are very chiseled. You can tell he was a model. You
Yeah.
know, and this guy's Mr. Model that's why he makes all his money.
Oh,
Um,
I
I
love Norman Reedus.
I mean, he's a cool character. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, did you still watch The Walking Dead?
I oh, I haven't. I'm so far behind. I'm towards the end of the 8th season, so I don't know anything beyond that. And they're on
So
like season, oh, 12, something like that.
okay.
Yeah. But I
So
love Daryl.
he, the show went off the handle. I think that's the
Mm.
consensus. A lot of people think,
Yeah.
right? Um, but he had his own show where he's in Europe. So
Okay.
when I watched it, I saw that he was one of the producers of the show.
Oh,
Yeah. So that no matter how and it actually wasn't woke at all.
good.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm thinking to myself, if this guy's making huge amounts of money, there's no way he's going to do it. Okay. Let me just say, when they say you want to produce one, he's going to say, yeah, I'll do it. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, even I can figure that out. And I'm just a stupid artist. Right. It's like, I'm sure Norman Reedus can figure, and his wife is a famous actress or something. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So, um, but
Well,
anyway,
did you ever see Ride with Norman Reedus, his motorcycle show?
you know what? Now that you mention it, I forgot about it, that he even had a thing like that. Now I
Yeah.
do remember something like that.
Yeah.
So was his riding across the country?
He would just go different places, meet up with different people, and they'd ride and, talk and um kind of like, I don't know, an interview with motorcycles.
Right, right. You
Yeah.
know who else did that? was
Uh-uh.
Ewan McGregor did that across Europe and parts of Asia.
Oh.
Yeah, I forget what it was called, but he was like him and his buddy on motorcycles, and they're driving through like Uzbekistan,
Huh.
and you're like, "Ah," but for someone like Norman Reedus, to me that makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
because I mean it fits his image. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it fits his image. I mean, he's cultivating a cool guy image, and who knows what he's really like in real life,
He
right?
licks things.
He what?
Licks things.
With his mouth?
Yeah.
Is there a reason why he does that?
I don't know, 'cause he's kooky, I guess.
Wow. Well, I guess everybody's got a thing, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, what, um, well, it reminds you of that kid from the Christmas Story, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe he's not that dumb, but
No.
but I had some of my relatives came over to my house, my new house here, and they stopped by for a couple days while they're traveling, and I they don't watch anything like that.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't watch anything violent or anything or people even swearing is probably something they're not really going to want to get into.
Wow.
And so I said, hey, why don't you watch Breaking Bad? I forgot how violent and like, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
there's even good like sex stuff in it, nudity or
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm like, what are you thinking? You know? And so so
Yeah.
what's that?
You just you get excited about something, you're pumped up about it, and you just wanna share it, and you
You
don't
just want
think
to
about it,
you don't think about it. And then um my nephew or my cousin it has Down syndrome.
Oh,
And
okay.
so they don't really want that stuff to rub off on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He might catch on to it in the wrong kind of way or something. And
Yeah.
which makes total sense. I just don't think him like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like I don't need, so I'm like, and then sitting there, I'm like, oh, wait a second, this might go bad, you know. And my
Yeah.
aunt's like, we should not watch this. But anyway, so how much can you see on the screen now? Like describe if you have to look at it and you described it because of your vision, what do you see?
Um, well, I see the figure, but imagine imagine you went to look out your kitchen window, but first you took, like, lotion and smeared it on there and tried to see
Oh,
through it. That's kinda what I see.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah.
Um,
Best way I can explain it.
and it's like an arthritis, for lack of a better way of describing it, for the eyes.
Yeah,
I see. Wow. No
yeah.
kidding.
Yeah. I mean, it could be worse. I could not see anything.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm
Totally.
thankful for the what I can see.
Absolutely. And by the way, it's also um, like I said, you don't have to certain things in life now you're not going to be doing,
Yeah.
right? Even though I can tell you want to, right?
Oh,
I can
yes.
I can tell you actually want to like get in the car and drive and whatever, but it's total bullshit. That's total bullshit. I sit there when I went to the DMV to get my license and all that stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
these people are just. And I went to get insurance. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't. By the way, just for the record, so the universe knows, because I don't think they figured this out yet. I don't drive a lot. Okay, I don't really need insurance a whole lot. I'm not driving every day. Okay, I work at
Yeah.
home. I work at home. And there's
Mhm.
no work at home portfolio for because they know they can get away with not having one.
Yeah, no work from home policy.
I want the work from home policy. You know
Yeah.
what the what the heck? So when I was in Michigan, for like 6 months, I decided not to have insurance at all
Hmm.
because I never drive. And I was like, I only got it because I had to renew my license or something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you gotta re-register or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, these politicians that passed the bill that said you have to have insurance, that
Hmm.
they're like getting kickbacks on that stuff, right? The insurance company is like, just pass a law that says everybody has to have it. And he's like, yeah, we can make billions, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, this guy, because I know you can't see it completely. So this is probably the most detailed figure I'm ever gonna have made so far.
Wow.
I'm gonna put, even when I'm done, I'm gonna put like, you can't see it, but I'm gonna put um texture on his lips, like the little crinkles. You know how you have crinkles in your lips,
Yeah,
or stuff like that. I'm gonna probably put eyelashes, which I normally, I normally make them for people and they're about 4 inches tall. Okay.
yeah.
So there's no point to put eyelashes. Let's just be honest, okay? It's just a waste of time, right? You're barely gonna see it. But this guy, I'm gonna end up printing him in pieces and putting him together,
Oh,
which is kind of normal actually. I generally don't like doing it, but I want to do it with him because I want
yeah,
to print large ones of him.
yeah.
And so normally what people do is they have, lack of a better way of saying it, you would have a peg. The leg is, it has a peg on the end and that goes into his body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And so
I gotcha.
the person that bought it would end up gluing it. So I never liked that. Okay, I'm just going to go on the record. I never actually liked the fact that the person that bought something has to now assemble it.
Yeah.
There's people that no problem. There's no problem with that. Okay, but I realize that maybe there's another way that would work really well.
Hmm.
And here's what the way is. I'm going to try to see if it works. I'm still going to cut it up like you would the ones with the pegs. You'll have like a lower body and an upper body, for example.
Uh-huh.
But you, instead of you gluing it with a peg, you would have a magnet on each side, a strong
Oh,
magnet,
okay.
and it would click, click, and it would be done.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Huh.
Is that remotely in the realm of logical?
Yeah.
I mean, it might actually work because
It might.
that's my, and I'm going to have to do it right to see if it works right. I
Hmm.
mean, I'm going to have to 3D print it and then go, yep, yep, this is actually functioning the way I thought it would work, and there's no way I can kind of, like, let's say I get the magnets and they're weak, right? Or you put them together with the magnets and it falls apart on a regular basis, right? Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't know that unless I actually tried doing it.
Hmm.
So that's a theory, and I'll probably end up painting them like, um the figure I sent you, like either like a silver or like a bronze
Hmm.
bronze color. I don't know what would really be. Silver's cool, but bronze has a life to it, and Walking Dead is kind of, you know it's not exactly Mary Poppins,
No.
right? Right, so I want to get something that matches the feeling if I can.
Okay.
um that's the idea, I suppose. That's my idea at this point. um
Yeah.
so yeah, so that's my theory. I know you can't see it as much as, so what I'm going to end up doing is he's going to be on a base, right? Just like the other figures I sent you. But I
Yeah.
think this base is going to be a hill, like he's going to be standing on like the very top of like a round hill, and then I want zombie bodies on the hill, and maybe like someone they would be reaching up at him,
Yeah.
right? Or like maybe one's behind him and he doesn't realize that it's you can see the hand, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? You want to
Have
really
him
get go ahead.
have him standing on a zombie head.
Yeah, that's cool. He's got right now his back leg, his back foot, he's leaning forward and kind
Yeah.
of like looking around the corner a little bit, right? And his
Mhm.
back foot is popped up. Actually, I could put the zombie head on either one, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. But it would be cool. That's a cool idea. I'll pretend I made that up myself.
Okay.
No, I like it. That's a cool idea. Because you know why? Because it gives life to it,
Mhm.
right? It gives interactivity in a way. And I think a lot of people that do 3D, I'm talking some people I've seen and not others, you know, the stuff is static, right? It doesn't look like the figures feel alive. It has a feeling that they are very stiff,
Yeah.
and I hard to describe it, but so when I do my stuff, I like to catch the person that I'm modeling, like like in a moment where they're just moving, just started to move,
Yeah.
right? And which is crazy because it takes. I probably spend a couple days dinking around with just the pose, right? I make a guy out of big boxes, like a box for the arm, a box for the forearm, and a box for the hand. You get it, right?
Yeah.
Like a little thing. So I'll pose that guy and I'll go, is that close? I have to sort of visualize it, you know?
Mhm.
And then halfway through I'm working on it, I'm like, this sucks. This totally sucks. This isn't gonna work, you know? And then when I start doing the details, like I'm doing now, all of a sudden you have things to look at, like his eyes, like his knife or his clenched hand, you know.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah.
and then I go, oh yeah, maybe it's starting to work, you know. So yeah, so in the end, I'm probably going to end up working on him for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I normally spend about a week on like the ones I sent you. That
Uh-huh.
isn't true. I probably spent longer on the Shadow Punk figure because it was my thing for my campaign, right?
Yeah.
So I probably spent longer on that one, I think, but I could spend like a week on the Cyberfrog one.
Yeah.
So
They're
um,
awesome. I love them.
thanks. Did your son check them out?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I
cool.
showed them. They like them too. They're like, "That's cool." They don't really know the characters,
Right.
but I talk endlessly about them. So,
Right. That's cool. Yeah,
but
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have to get another clear case to put the last Shadow Punk one that you sent me in. I
Oh,
have
do you
one for
really?
the other and the Cyber Frog. Yeah, I found them at Hobby Lobby. I was looking for glass cases, you know, but they have plastic ones that are just as good. And
Oh, sure.
it's the base and then you put the top over it and there you go. So that's what I'm gonna
Well,
put all my stuff in.
so if you, I would say to you, you do whatever you want, but I would
Mhm.
tell you because I made both those figures. I would throw away the first one
What?
because the wing is broken.
Well,
It's no good no more. And so that's why I made you the second one. I'm like, you know, I get the point. I get what you're saying. Because it
y-
is a thing. It is a cool thing still.
yeah. Well, I
But
can put that one in the back. How's that?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alright.
Plastic sounds like it makes more sense. because doesn't glass break if you drop it?
Yeah, and the plastic ones are, more cost effective.
Right, right. Have you ever do you, when I say diorama, do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the ones where people, it's a diorama, but the figures are inside like clear, it's not jelly. It's like super soft plastic, right, that you can see through.
Yeah.
Right. So for example, they might make a scene where it's a fish on the bottom of the ocean, and you can put the fish with the rocks and then you fill it up with this gelatin stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm kind of talking about?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. I thought I might end up doing one of those. Where
Oh.
so what you do is because that way they can't break.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you do is I would have, for example, I would have a shadow punk in a certain pose, and then I would build an environment around her. And I would have like a light source. For example, let's just say there's a fire in the scene or somebody's shooting a gun, right? And
Yeah.
then you get all the paint and everything super duper, and then more than what I did with the one I sent you, and then you fill it up with that stuff. And I've seen people do it. One guy I saw was awesome, and it was I was like, it's gonna take so much effort. I mean, I don't even know if anybody would buy it. It would be like I'd have to sell it for like $200 or $300 because it would take me, 3 days just to do one.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that is badass. It is so cool. It is so neat. Because you know what's neat about it too is that the figures are cool and I love doing them. But this thing has a context now. The character
Mhm.
in an environment where something's actually happening. And that's different than, say, a statuesque type thing.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it's just, I got so many ideas and I never, I'm happy that I'm doing this one finally, but it's
Mhm.
like every time I come up with a new idea, I can't go and run and do it because I have so many things I want to get done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then some people are like, hey, why don't you come on my stream every time? I'm like, yeah, but he says just an hour. I'm like, I do like it. I like coming on this. Yeah, but hours add up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I started working while when I'm on the streams. Like you can see me working on a 3D model or doing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I'm hoping people get it. I'm not trying to be Mr. Jerk or something. I'm just trying to do two things at once.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you know
sure
what I
they
mean?
understand.
Yeah. Well, one person said, "What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why are you ignoring them?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm working. I'm working." So, um, the other thing I thought about doing this is I don't know if I describe this to you, if you know what I'm talking about. But can you see on the screen at all where I'm his eyes?
Um, yeah.
Okay. So here's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking of trying, instead of having just round spheres for eyes, which I normally do, is how like some of the old like statues, like a Michelangelo statue, okay, like David or stuff like that, they or where the pupils are hollowed out, right?
Oh.
So that way it gives like a black shadow.
Me too.
Where,
Calm down.
Go
you know what I
ahead.
mean?
Yeah. My son came in. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. Anyway, I'm thinking about doing that. So I know that's not something normal people can think about, but it's just I'm wondering if that would add a nice nuance to this. Because you know why? Because you know why it would be fucking cool is because
Mhm.
I could have him looking off to the left, right? Like he's
Oh,
afraid or cautious.
Okay.
right? And so without the eyeballs pointing in a certain direction, you lose the ability to do that. So that's why I was thinking if I did something like that, it would be the person who buys the figure could actually get a kick out of seeing him looking around the corner.
Yeah.
You know, it's one more level of cool thing going on with the figure. That's the idea. So um right. We will see.
It's awesome.
How's the weather down there?
uh, I guess it's all right. It's getting
It's
warmer, of course.
it's not it's not 32 degrees, is it?
No.
Right. So
But
that
the
that
other day I went out and it was so warm I was, sweating. I'd worn a hoodie out and stuff. But then that as the day went on and it got dark, it did drop drastically and it was
oh,
cold. So Alabama's just hot and cold from one extreme to the other.
is it really?
Yeah.
Well, I was in Michigan and now I'm in Arkansas, and it is kind of. I think I'm in the same boat as you are.
Yeah.
Um, I can't. I'm starting to get. I mean, the winters here are pretty awesome. It's sort of the impression I'm getting that it's like, wow, everything's. It never really gets mega cold here, right? But the
Mm,
summers, I guess, are really bad.
yeah. I
I,
don't like the summer. I like the
yeah,
fall
I
and
keep
winter.
right. The winters in Michigan are the opposite, right?
Yeah.
It's like really like challenging is the word I would use. Um, okay, let's see. I'm going to do these eyes right now and see if they work. Like that. Um, yeah, I think the eyes are going to work. They are going to work. I, it's actually super subtle from you watching on screen, so you wouldn't be able to really see what I'm saying. Um,
Yeah.
but it's going to fucking work. It looks really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can see him looking to his left right now, so that's really neat. Um, yeah. So are you work at home?
No, I don't work.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
because of your thing.
Yeah.
I got you right.
I'm disabled.
Oh, is that what it is? That's the thing. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
So you guys, other day I was on. Um, you guys were on like for a long time. You guys are streaming for quite a long time. I'm like, holy crap.
Which channel?
Dude, I totally wish I remembered. It wasn't. It might have been Hens.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, and it was like
Yeah,
what?
we go Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Okay, but you were also on with uh Feline the other
Yeah,
day, right? Is that? And then
yep.
who's the guy who hosted it that night? What I forget. Always forget his name. He was the guy that was putting comments
Um,
up.
was it good stuff?
It wasn't good stuff. He was there, and Mrs. Good Stuff was there, and Hen was there, and you were there, but there was that other guy.
Is it Luke? Death Metal Hero?
Yeah, that's who it is. Death Metal Hero.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay, that's kind of
Yeah,
good.
like I said, I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday with him, Tuesdays with Feline, Wednesday nights with Dojo Kun, Thursdays in the man cave, and then the first Friday of every month with Mrs. Good Stuff, Feline, and Amanda B on court.
Oh, okay.
And then just
Wow.
random. Like today, I'm with you here, so
Right,
wherever.
right. Random, like totally. Uh, so I didn't know you were on with Dojo.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Wednesday
okay.
nights.
Wednesday nights. Wow. I
Mhm,
totally I was gonna do a figure for Dojo.
mhm.
He was starting to he wanted me to do one of some figure for him, 3D figure. And then it's for some reason his plans changed and I don't know what he came of it, but I was actually super excited. I can't tell you about the figure at all because it's kind
Yeah.
of like one of those things, where I was like, that's
Mhm.
really cool. And I was excited for him because he came up with a really cool design, a cool idea. I thought that's going to be awesome, you know. So
Yeah.
hopefully he still does it one way or the other, the book.
Yeah.
Um, he lives in Michigan. I think he lives in the west part of Michigan.
Yeah. I don't know exactly where, but yeah, Michigan.
Yeah, I think he said he lives in Benton Harbor, but
Mm.
I but I'm not exact like it. I'm not exactly sure exactly where that is, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And even I live in Michigan my whole life, so I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
That's how it is. You just don't know. Um,
Yeah.
so what is he up to these days? Is he working on his next project?
He's got that one going. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, can't remember the name of it. I know I did a video for it and everything. Well, he's got several things I guess he's um doing, but we Wednesday nights we do incendiary where we have a guest on and pick a topic and debate it, and then we show that guest what they're working on, their projects, their campaigns, things like that.
When you say debated, like what kind of subject is that? Like what kind of subjects?
Um, one of them was we had a guest on, and the guest and his wife, and it was should women be in comics, that kind of thing. And so the host or the guest gets to pick which side of the debate they're on, and then they
Oh,
get to pick
right.
one of us to be on their team, and then the others that are left argue the other side. Whether
Oh,
it's for fun, and there's a disclaimer because you might have to argue the side that you're not, you know, like say I didn't say the couple picked yes, women should be in comics, but they didn't pick me for their team, so I had to come up with why they shouldn't be.
right. So
And
so what is that? What
y-
happened?
yeah, it happens all the time.
How did you do?
Okay, I guess I try.
Were you full of shit, or did you come up with good points?
I think I come up with good points. Sometimes it's just like I have to say this. I don't believe it, but I have to say it.
Okay,
Kind
I see.
of.
I got you.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you know
it's
what?
fun.
I would say something like that. You can make a case for it. I hate to say it, but it would be a minor case because for my understanding, at least, is that there's been women have been involved in creating comics from the beginning.
Yeah.
And there were some famous female artists, and there's
Mhm,
definitely female writers um,
mhm.
who were really good. I'm more interested in the artists because I'm an artist. So, um,
Yeah.
but there's something about superheroes that's geared towards 16-year-old boys.
Yeah.
Like if you said what is the biggest demographic, like at least back in the day, that's what it was, right? And then it turned
Mhm.
into like 30-year-old guys, you know,
Yeah.
because we grew up, and we kind of followed the thing. So, it's got to do with the fact that do you make products for the prime people in your demographic? The people that made the thing great to begin with. Because you look at it, like all the superhero women, they're all stacked, right? They
Yeah.
have tiny waists and giant butts, right? And
Yeah.
all the guys are all jacked. But so it's like, and the guys, for like a young guy, you think that's the hot babe, and then that's the dude with the muscles,
Yeah.
right? And it works also with the fact that heroes have to have tools to fight evil, so they have to be
Mhm.
jacked to some degree or something.
Yeah.
Um, and then you know what? You could also make an argument. I don't know if this came up in the show, but you could make an argument that one proof that should be is the fact that the current state of comics today, right? You could make the if you like yourself taking the counter argument, you could say something like, well, proof shows that when women got writing the comic books, they wrote them completely different, and it drove all the guys away,
Yeah.
right? And then you could say, hey, well, like Louise Simonson or Anne Nesenti, for example, those two women didn't do that, right? They
Yeah.
wrote comics normal back in the day, you
Mhm.
know. So you can make that argument too. It's like the current people only do it because they're involved in the crazy political system right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there's also this thing in comic books, and I don't know if you're aware of this or not. Um, that like personally, my point of view, it's a 60-40 medium. It's 60% artist, 40% writer, right? And
Mhm.
you can get in fist fights with people over this. You know what I mean? Because we all love the stories too. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but I personally, because I'm an artist, and B, I'm a visually oriented person. So
Mhm.
I will always gravitated towards the visuals.
Yeah.
So you can
Well,
anyway. Like I talk to other people on their shows about this once in a while, and they're like,
mhm.
"No, it's bullshit. That's not what it is." If you can make a kick-ass story with stick figures, and people would still buy it. Which is maybe there's truth to that. I don't know. What do you think?
I I'm kinda with you because now the um what gets me first is the art, the colors, the detail, all of that. And I believe that artists are storytellers because the art that they put there has to go with the story that the writer had, but more intense because you get the expressions on the faces or the, you know, anguish and excitement and things in the faces of the characters. And so they're telling a story right along with the writer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Does that
Right.
make sense?
It does. It's what it is. The thing you just described. It reminds me of. So if you took all the word balloons out of a comic book,
Mhm.
would you still know what was happening? And the thing you're describing is like how the artist makes you understand visually what's actually going from panel to panel.
Yeah.
Right. So and you do that with movies too. Like if you turn off the audio on a movie, if you watch it, you will see a lot of stuff that is in your face explaining things.
Mhm.
And like I'll give you like a good example. Like something happens between two people in the movie, and you see the person that's sitting at the desk kind of slam their stuff down, and then the other person walks out the door. Right. So at that point, if you didn't have the audio on, you do know that something just happened.
Yeah.
Right. One person got their feathers ruffled, and the other person walked out. And based on what they look like, you can figure out who did the ruffling. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that to me, that's like I'm sure all the other artists knew this a long time ago. When I was doing my book, I had to stop myself and go, okay, wait a second. that I had to do that rule, right? To make it, because that's the thing. When you're a creator, in your brain, you think you understand everything about the story, but the reader has no idea what they've never come across this before. So you have to give them the benefit of the doubt, right? Because
Hmm.
I've seen a lot of people do very subtle artwork, and you can lose people, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the idea. So
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Oh, I gotta jump off. I gotta get ready for uh streaming with him.
Okay. Well,
But
thanks for coming on. Thanks for being my number one first guest ever in the universe.
yay! I didn't realize that. Yay! Awesome.
You,
I'm glad I could. I
that is
appreciate
really
it, and I'm
cool,
honored to be your first guest.
and it helped me figure it out too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
one
awesome.
thing I wanted to tell you when you were saying you couldn't see your chat, you can only see in StreamYard, you have to have YouTube on to see, like,
Oh,
like if you want to mod someone, that means somebody that can drop links or, you know, keep an eye on your chat, make sure everything's going all right. You have to go to
right.
YouTube, click on that person's name, and there'll come up, I think, 3 dots, and one is make a mod, and you can make them a moderator, so it gives them that little wrench so they can drop your links and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, but you
Well,
have to do that through YouTube. You can't do it in StreamYard.
wow. Okay, that's a good nugget.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is, even though you're not gonna know it, because you're going to do your thing, I'm gonna test that and do it to you.
Oh, cool.
And,
First wrench as well. Woohoo.
yeah, and that way I'll go through the process, right? So I'll be able to
Yeah.
go, because that's the only way to really like get this stuff down. You know,
Yeah.
once you do it, you're like, yeah, I totally got it. But cool,
Hey,
well,
I'm
awesome.
still learning as well. I'm still learning myself, but I do know a few things, little things to
Well,
help you out.
apparently you do. So, it's- you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks.
Heck yeah. Have a good
Okay.
rest of your stream, and I'll see you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Okay, where is it? What the fuck? Where is it? I go to YouTube. That's dumb. I gotta go to YouTube Studio just to find it. That's stupid. Content, live. There is. What the fuck? Why is that open up here? That's fucking crazy. I have to go find it like that. Uh, There we go. Huh. Okay, there we go.